Okay, in this video, we'll be talking about cervical exercises to do, and we're going to go through the chin tuck progression and then a neck strengthening exercise that will get the deep neck flexors. So the first one we'll do is laying on your back. This will be the first exercise in the chin tuck progression. And so as George is laying there on your back, you would want to either get a pillow under your head or a towel like he has it rolled up. And you're going to bring your chin down towards the table, creating what we call kind of a double chin, holding it for 3 seconds, and then releasing up. As far as reps go, we recommend usually about 10 to 20 of these. And these should be pain-free, and you can do these throughout the day. These chin tuck exercises are kind of like a postural reminder exercise, and that it gets you into a good posture when you're driving, watching TV, doing your work at a computer. Generally are good for these exercises are good for that. So this is the first in the series. The second one will be sitting, and ideally you want a chair with a back like we have here, and this will give you a good profile here of how this chin tuck is going. And you can see he's kind of staying on like a track. You're not tilting your head forward or backwards, it's just straight, driving it straight back. And you can see that kind of gets into that good posture where you want the ears to line up with the shoulders and the shoulders to line up with the hips. So you can see, on this view that, working at a computer, you kind of get into that forward position, which we don't like. Yep. And then doing those chin tucks get you back into that like good posture. So that's the second in the series. The third in the series and the hardest exercise would be required you to lay on your stomach. And you can do it like George has it there, or if you're on a bed, you can kind of hang off the edge of the bed. So scoot forward, George. And then you kind of let your head coming down, and this will be a strengthening as well as a postural exercise. So you're going to raise up towards the ceiling. Again, like you were doing it in the seated position, you're kind of staying on that track and not letting your head rise up into an extended position. You're kind of staying in a neutral spine position. So don't do it that way. Staying in that neutral position and then raising that chin up towards the ceiling, holding again for 3 seconds or so. Reps again about 10 to 20. And this is really hard for people. This is really tough. We get a lot of those accessory muscles that help support the head and the neck. So that's the third. The next and last exercise in this series would be what we call supine with lift. So you're going to do that chin tuck that we showed you in the first series of the chin tuck, and then you're going to do a slight lift. And you're talking about 1/2 inch to 1 inch lift. And on this one, you'll work on, I would say, start low in the 3 to 5 second range, and you should be able to hold this for about 30 seconds without pain, without discomfort. And these really get the front of your neck, these really deep neck flexors that, as we showed you on the previous exercise, these kind of help support the head. And it's not a very big motion. You shouldn't be lifting forward and seeing the wall in front of you. You can see George is just barely lifting 1 inch. And sometimes if you can't get it like that, even just slightly unweighing the head off the table is just as good. And you really, really got to stress of holding that chin tuck while you're doing it the entire time. If you feel like you're letting go of that chin tuck, you got to stop and back off. And even if it's, we said 3 to 5 seconds, and even if you can only hold for half a second or a second, start with that and work your way up towards, like we said, that 30-second range. This is probably the hardest exercise out of the 4 we showed you. And that's the final exercise in the cervical strengthening exercises.